What is going on, guys, and welcome to a new series on the channel, Backyard Baseball 1997. Man, when I first played this game way back when, it was amazing, and it still holds up today. Backyard Baseball was one of the first sporting games I ever played, along with backyard football. The nostalgia bug has hit me harder. You know, we're going through Pokemon Blue, Nuzlocke. And so I decided to do Backyard Baseball. Let's go ahead. We are going to be doing a league play. Like I said in my reintroduction video and in my Pokemon Blue Nuzlocke, my name is Justin, and we are going to be going by Coach Justin here. Now, who are we going to be? You know, we could go pink, we can go white, we can go green. I do like green. I think we're going to go blue here with the mighty. See, we can go All-Stars. And go red. Yeah, you know, looking at it, I really do like this red here. The red are the Mighty Bombers, the Mighty Hornets. No, the Mighty Sox. Now, we could be the Red Sox, or we can be the White Sox. You know, the fictional teams. The Giants, no. Wombats, no. I think I am going to stay with the I'm going to go with the Monsters. I almost went with the All-Stars, but I think I am going to go with the Monsters. I could go Crazy Monsters, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, as we all know in Backyard Baseball, there is one person and one person alone that you take number one overall, and that is this gentleman right here, Mr. Pablo Sanchez. Overall, he's amazing, so we're going to take him number one overall. Now, growing up, when I played with Pablo, this person, Keisha Phillips, was always my second pick here. And Keisha is going to be my second pick here with her batting and her running maxed out and her fielding at a 3 out of 4. The next person I always played with is right here, Ahmed Khan, and I really appreciated more in the 2003 version of this game. He's maxed out batting and almost maxed out running, making him a perfect fit for this team. Up next, I think I need to go with a pitcher. And what better pitcher in the 1997 version of this game than this guy right here, Kenny Kawaguchi. You see him, he's maxed out on pitching. He has 3 running. Let's just see if he's actually 3 running with all the dirt in there. But Kenny Kawaguchi, these 4 I always picked growing up. And actually, there was even a 5th person here, and that is Pete Wheeler. He maxed out running. His batting is a 3 out of 4. His pitching is a 3 out of 4, even though we won't really use him as a pitcher. But 3 out of 4 there, so he will join our team as the 5th pick. Now, the next 4 have all been toss-ups here. I mean, we could go with Ernie Steele. We can go with Stephanie Morgan, which I did do as a child, and I think we're going to pick her up here as well. And getting Stephanie Morgan, 3 batting, 3 fielding, and 3 running. You know, I've played with Ricky Johnson before, but I think I'm going to go with Amir Khan, Ahmed's little brother, and go with him there for our 7th pick. Now we got 2 left, and this is really the biggest toss-up here. We could go with Dante Robinson. I've played with him a few times, but I think I'm going to go with Jocinda Smith. You know, she's maxed out batting and maxed out fielding, making her perfect for us. Her running's not great, but we need her to be able to put the ball in play for people like Pete, Kenny, Keisha. I have played with Kimmy Ekman. I'm not going to choose her this time, though. However, I am going to go with a wild card in Tony DeVecchio. You know, 3 batting, 3 fielding, 2 running. So he is slow and his pitching is not good. But that's going to wrap up and make us the crazy monsters in here. So let's go ahead and change the batting order around. I think I'm going to lead off with move Pablo into the 4-hole cleanup. I'm going to move Keisha behind him at the 5. And I will leave Pete at 2. I normally have him leading off, but I'm going to start with Kenny at leadoff and move Pete to 2, and Stephanie behind Pete. You know, OBP for the 3, and then have those big sluggers, Pablo, Keisha, Ahmed, in the 4, 5, 6. And I am going to move Tony up ahead of Amir, or flip him with Amir. So now it's just Fielding-wise, yep, moving Kenny over to pitcher. That is a foregone conclusion. I'm going to move Amir to catcher. And Pete over to third. So I think that's going to be our lineup and our defensive battle. Going in, we are on the road for our first 2 games. First one is against what I think is the Blue Rockets. I don't know how they're going to call themselves. And then it looks like White Sox. But we will see again in our next episode. The settings, I am going to be playing 6 innings on medium difficulty because it has been a while. I am going to keep the errors on. I am going to have the swing spot on and be a regular baseball. Now, Sunny Day. You know, she is the voice of backyard sports, and it is always good to hear from her. So let's go ahead, and it is the Blue Rocket. So I was right, and again, I think we can change it. I am going to take off the chatter and the player talk, but leave the, and I'm going to turn off the music. I'll leave the music on, but the chatter is just so annoying in this game. So it's better just to leave it off. First pitch, swing and a miss for Kenny for strike 1. And it's going to be okay because we put the ball in play here. And, you know, it says 3 speed, and I don't know. I mean, he could have made it there if he was truly 3. Now, I know Pete has power, but this is how I've always used him, especially since he's maxed out on speed. Just look at that speed. It would have been close, but he, luckily the batter misplayed it, and now he's standing at second. I am going to send him here with Stephanie Morgan at the plate. And even though she swings and misses, Pete is already on third before the catcher even decides to try to throw over. So my whole strategy with Pete is get him on, get him over, and get him in. And Stephanie, just foul. But that's how I want to play. She's going to be the OBP player here and really rely on that while Pete relies on burning the base paths. Like, look at that. Ball in play. I'm sending Pete. And again, before they know what's going on, not only does Pete score, but now Stephanie is standing on first with only 1 out in the inning, and we're on the board 1-0 with big Pablo Sanchez. I am going to move from line drives to power. First pitch, curveball, and is it first pitch swinging? It is Pablo Sanchez, ladies and gentlemen. And that is why you take him #1 overall in the backyard sports games. 3-0 with Keisha Phillips up to bat now. First pitch here, swung on a miss for strike 1. Still only 1 out. Now we're up 3-0 with a strike on Keisha Phillips. And that one swung on a miss for strike 2. Third pitch. Ball is put in play. Is it going to be enough? And see, there is the speed from Keisha. It is enough. She is standing on first. And we are cooking with gas as Amir Ahmed comes in to bat here. And all this started after the first, in the top of the first here. That ball is laced, but caught, and that is going to be a double play to end the inning. 3 runs on 4 hits. They did commit 1 error for us in the scoring column there. Kenny is going to start his pitching with a slow ball for strike 1. And with Kenny, it really is just making sure he gets the pitch that he wants. Right here, he wants the left hook. Even though I called that a curveball, it is their variance of a curveball. So go there. And now we're going to throw it by him with a fastball for strike 3 and Kenny's first strikeout. You know, his nickname is the K-Man. And in his first appearance, he gets 1 K there. Excuse the keyboard. That one is swung on and fouled away for strike one. And he doesn't want the left one or the right one. He wants to try this crazy ball. And it is laced into center field for a hit. But runner is going to try for second, and we're going to get him out there. Try to stretch a single into a double. And it bites the Rockets in the behind. 2 outs now, nobody on. And Tony makes a web gem play. Sports Center type play for Tony DeVecchio out there in second. Rockets go no hits, no runs, 1 error. So we're starting off with Tony. Swung on a miss for strike one. Again, Tony not really known for his batting. We got him for his defense, and that is why I call him a wild card, is because he's either really good defensively or but his liability is at the plate, as he does put the ball in play, but it does get down. Are we going to try to go for 2 here? We are, and that's a laser. Nope. Get back, and now we're in trouble. We're in a pickle. And... oh, so close. I thought we could have snuck in there. I think we might have if we would have slid. But Tony is out on that. And Jocinda, her lack of speed is showing right there. And it is quickly 2 outs. With nobody on for Mir. First pitch is a ball. Still 3-0 for Wing Kwan, excuse me. 2-0 for Mir. Gets a pitch to hit. And everybody is shifted over there. Ground ball to the first baseman. And that is going in the inning. No 3 runs on still 4 hits for the Monsters after 2. No hits in the inning. Even though I would argue that you could... another web gem by our defense. As that one was laced to Pete. Now the pitcher Kwan up to the plate. Ground ball to Kenny. And over to Stephanie for out number 2. 2 quick outs now for Kenny. On 8 pitches through 1 2/3 inning. That one's fouled away from Vladimir Womack. Next pitch is a strike, so we're quickly on 0-2 with 2 down. Gonna go up and away, fouls it away. But again, Kenny normally has a lot more strikeouts, but he is being efficient with his pitches. For strike 3, getting our second strikeout. And again, no runs on no hits. I would argue, though, that if you make the turn at first, you at least get the single. And that goes for both the Rockets and ourselves. Though. So the emulator I'm playing on is if I press the escape button too fast, it does do that weird swing. So if you guys have a better emulator for me to play this game on, let me know and I'll try it out. But it is quickly 1-2 for the top of the order. And just a little bit too high for strike 3 and the first out. Again, I was just hitting the escape a little bit too fast, trying to skip the animations. And you got that swing. But again, I played Pete with a bunt first mentality. Because once we get him on first, that single now has a possibility to turn into him standing on third in 2 pitches. And Stephanie's going to foul that one away. She is 1 for 1 with that single. And again, that was mainly because Pete was running home. That's going to be low for a ball. And again, ball goes into center field. And not going to test that center fielder. She has a cannon for an arm. So Pete's standing on second with another stolen base. And the 1-1 pitch put into play. Pete's going to third. And once again, it's off the pitcher. Hits off the pitcher, and Stephanie's standing on first because of it. Now, Pablo, 1 for 1 today with a home run. And I thought about sending Stephanie, but decided against it. First pitch, fouled away. So even if the steal was on, she would have gone back to first. No harm, no foul there. The 0-1. Now 1-1 with 1 out, top of the third, still leading by 3. Runners on the corner. Pablo puts a charge into it. Unfortunately, it's too good, but that is going to score Pete. And now it is 4-0 on the sac fly by Pablo Sanchez. Keisha steps up to the plate. Hits this one long, but going to be caught for the third out by the right fielder. We get 1 run on 2 hits, and another error on the Rockets. First pitch is swung on miss for strike 1. Bottom of the third, the Rockets have to do something to get back into this game, as that one's just a weak ground ball to the pitcher for the first out. Wind up in the pitch for strike 1. As we get ready here, going to go with the left hook. Left variant of the curveball for strike 2. And now, doesn't want the slow ball, wants the right variant of that same pitch. And it is in there for strike 3. 17 pitches, 3 strikeouts for Kenny Kawaguchi. How about that? Ryan Vanderherk is up to the plate now. They have a lot of lefty batters, I'm just noticing. For strike 1 on that left hook. Now going to go the right hook. Probably put it into his wheelhouse. He rolls over on it. Pete to Kenny to Stephanie. That's a weird 5-1-3 put out to end the third inning. No runs on no hits for the Rockets. Ahmed, that's a bug if I've ever seen it. If you look down below, it says Ahmed 0 for 2, even though this is his second at bat. Now it's going to read him as 0 for 3, even though he really is now 0 for 2. Because you see Tony's up there, and he's only 0 for 1. So that is weird. Glitch in, I guess, the emulator or something, or the ROM or something. That one is fouled away and is quickly 1-1. With 1 out, top of the fourth, we lead 4-0. And I know some people do the hard because, we should be able to play this game on hard. But if you haven't picked it up in a while, it is difficult to get the timing back down. And again, we might change the difficulty later on in the season as Tony grounds out to the second baseman. And like I said, we picked Jocinda for her power, and right now she's not showing it, and her speed is, or lack of speed, is definitely showing, as that is quickly a 1-2-3 inning. So Kenny's going to throw the fastball, but another spectacular play by Tony DeVecchio. First out, 20 pitches in. And Jocinda, the middle of the infield, is doing some work here. First pitch, low and away for a ball. He's just trying to find the right pitch that he wants. Oh, he wants the big freeze. Let's see what this does. Swung on a miss for strike one, so evens the count at 1-1. And that was probably a little outside, but he swung anyway for a count of 1-2 with 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. At ball is put into play. And Tony can't get to it. Keisha's throw. Not in time, but he rounds first. He's going to try to get to second. Falls down. And Stephanie was celebrating prematurely. Now I'm just going to try to cheese the system. See if he... and he won't. Sometimes they'll run from first to second if you just go around the horn. That one is fouled away, so they have their first hit, first base runner of the game. And that is for ball one. Now, we got to keep in mind the juice meter here is getting rather low. So him having to extend this inning might, even though Jocinda could have just stepped on second, get the out anyway. So they get 1 hit, no runs. Runner is left on first. For Amir Khan here, 0 for 1. He's going to put that ball in play. High chopper to the second baseman, to the first one, and he's out 0 for 2. So the Khan brothers can't get anything started early in the season. Like I said, we got a long way to go. But that is telling if both of them cannot get going. That first pitch is low. Second pitch is fouled away. Or maybe I just straight up missed it. Second or third pitch is low and in, but swung on for missed for a strike. That curve chopped right at the plate. Catcher's going to get it and throw it first in time for the second out. Just like that, we are in danger of going 0 for 3 again. But when you do that, you just put Pete in charge of everything, and he's on first for the 3rd straight time. And again, get Pete on, get him over, and get him in. We're going to change Stephanie up, even though she is 2 for 2 with that open stance. Going to try to get a hit on a squared stance. Fouls that one away for strike 1. Now we're going to go into a pitching change. That is put into play. Pete is going to be safe, but it doesn't matter because Stephanie's thrown out at first. Bottom of the 5th now. Quan moved from pitcher to center fielder, so now the strongest arm is their pitcher. As Achman makes a blunder. Quan's going to get on first. Is he going to try for second? He is. And Ahmed spikes the ball into the dirt. Gets it to Tony, still in time, and we're going to tag him out anyway. So what could have been disastrous turns out well for us here. First pitch is a strike for Kenny. He's at 30 pitches now, but still only 3 strikeouts. That one's low and away for a ball, so counts 1-1 with 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Just looking to keep this going for Kenny. 32 pitches. He is getting up there in the 6th-inning game now. Ball is put into play. Jocinda to Stephanie for the out. Now quickly 2 down. And Hannah Peavy up to bat. And she grounds right out to Kenny. Easy 1-3. Easy 1-2-3 inning for the Monsters. Again, have Pablo Sanchez up here, third time today. Top of the sixth. 4-0. Gonna put the ball in play. You had all 7 position players, even the infielders, were on the outfield grass. They respect Pablo that much. See if they respect Keisha that much, as I am going to put Pablo in motion. And that is fouled away. Again, Pablo is fast, so I am going to put him in motion. That's going to be high for a ball. And yep, they show Keisha that respect too. Good. They at least understand it. Put respect on those 2 names. And Pablo is standing at second. You know, with them being that far back, I think Pablo can steal third here too. I also don't think it's going to matter, as that one is belted for a home run by Keisha Phillips. And now it is 6-0 with no outs in the top of the 6th. Ahmed Khan, even though that says 0 for 3, he is 0 for 2 for the day. Make it 1 for 4 in their computer system. Back-to-back home runs for the Monsters. And it is 7-0 now in favor of the red team. And now we get our on-base people with Tony, 0 for 2 so far. That is going to be put into play. And he's going to finish the day 0 for 3. Jocinda is also 0 for 2. Let's see if she can get on base here. Swung on a miss for strike 1. 0 and 2, or 0 for 2, 0-1 count, 1 out. Ball is grounded to the shortstop. And close play, but out is the call. Now Amir, you know, let's see if Amir has some power here. Gonna square him up. So he kind of looks like his brother Ahmed. Square him up. Top of 6, 2 outs, 1 ball, no strikes. That is swung on a miss for strike 1. 7-0 lead, though. Pretty comfortable lead. Now it's 2-1. And again, I just hit the escape button a little too fast on that, so. That ball is smoked off of the fence. And center fielder spikes it, and we're going to be in there just in time. So Amir has a double, so showing that power is involved there. You know what? I'm going to keep the power on for Kenny here as well. Now it's swung on and fouled away for strike 1. That is put into play. Everybody was in, and that's going to fall and roll to the fence. I'm sending Kenny to second, Amir home. And Kenny's going to stay on second. 8-0 now, this lead. Pete is 3 for 3. Can he bring Kenny in? I think an outfield hit does it. Not going to be outfield hit. I am sending Kenny, however. And they're going to have him in a rundown. Now, the easiest way is wait for them to show the ball. Just like in real life, wait for them to show the ball before you make your decision on where you're going to go. This is a long run now. Now, I will say they have good... if they were better, they would have both these people who are just standing there watching and to back them up. But when they spiked it, I thought we could have made it. So I sent Pete to see if that distracts him enough. It doesn't, so Pete's back on first. And Kenny is getting tired. He is out of his juice. And again, now I send Pete because I think Kenny can make it to third. They get him in, and yeah, I just bumbled it at the end. We do get 4 runs, though, but as you see, Kenny's juice meter is completely wiped out because of that long rundown. So I am going to bring Pablo in to close it out, and I'm actually going to have Kenny catching and Amir out and left.
Pablo Sanchez steps up to the pitcher's mound.
So again, the first pitch from Pablo Sanchez's pitching career is a strike, bottom of the 6th, with an 8-0 lead. So not a save situation, although we might use Pablo for saves later on. Strike 2 now, because Pablo is just putting people in their place. Excuse me. First strike count holds at 0-2. That one is fouled away. 0-2 counts, which the foul away, and that is fouled away as well. And swung on a miss for strike 3. Pablo gets his first strikeout of the game. And we actually got more juice, so we can put Kenny in there. That is drilled off the fence. And again, trying to cheese the system a little bit, not being able to. So runner on first with 1 out for Pablo. Ground ball. Gonna stay fair. Stephanie gets it over to Pablo for 1. And 2 for the double play to end the game. Unorthodox double play, but we get the win. 8-0 on opening day against the Rockets. As you see, Kenny was 1 for 4. Pete was 4 for 5. Stephanie 2 for 3. Pablo 2 for 3. Keisha 2 for 3. Ahmed 1 for 3, even though it says 1 for 4. Tony 0 for 3. Jocinda 0 for 3. And Amir 1 for 3. Again, there's a bug in the system, so it says that Ahmed is 1 for 4 officially. Let's see the scores around the league. And the Giants beat the White Sox. Interesting. You know, the White Sox are our next opponent. And as you see the standings here, we are on top with the Bombers, Giants, and Hornets all at 1-0. Our next opponent is the White Sox, sitting at the 7th position. But that's going